Good morning, friends. Welcome back to Astrology Today and Tarot. My name is Mel Rose. This is the Tarot portion in the second half of my daily astrology vlog, which you can check out on my other channel, Astrology Today with Mel Rose. Over there, you can find a description of the day's astrology as I have spelled it out here. Here, I'm going to discuss the tarot card that sits on the side of the page, and I'll play another card that, in the context of the day's astrology, may give us something more to think about. So let's get into it. The card that currently sits on the side of the page is the Nine of Wands, and it is here because it corresponds in astrology with the second 10 days or the second decan of the sun's transit here in the land of Sagittarius. Sagittarius is a fire sign. Wands in Tarot are fire element symbolism, and fire element symbolism has to do with impulse, motivation, initiative, drive. Even that sort of restlessness or impatience that comes up that causes us to want to take action. It has to do with the fire involved in taking action, the heat that is generated by the actions that we take. And also, in Wands and Tarot, sort of how we reflect on the actions that we have taken. And so we come to the Nine of Wands, and we see a person who has already come so far. Okay, if we think about wands as sort of achievements unlocked, sort of trophies of things that we have already done and taken care of, then you see that this person has done a lot, and they're looking a little roughed up. They've got a bandage on their head, their sleeves are rolled up, they've got sort of a defensive or tired look on their face as they look to the past, and they sort of guard themselves with this latest wand that they have garnered. So they realize, they're thinking about all that they've done so far. They're probably feeling pretty tired, pretty beat by the whole process. Maybe they really feel like they're ready to take a break, but they realize this is 9 and not 10. Okay, so we are very close to the end of our journey, but we are not there yet. So there's going to take some stamina, there's going to be some endurance, there's going to be some determination, all fiery qualities that have to kick in so that we can finish up the set of tasks that we have assigned ourselves. And so, this is very much about the resilience it takes, even when we're tired, even when we've already done a lot, to go ahead and to finish what we started, to complete the set of goals that we set out to achieve. And with that said, I'm going to turn over this card right here. Oh, our good friend, the Ace of Wands. How did I know? It has been a little bit. So Wands, again, fire element symbolism, very much about drive, determination, enthusiasm, restlessness, and just, sort of the fire in your belly that gets you going, that gets you moving because you want to achieve something, because you've got a good idea and you're going to make it happen, right? So, Ace of Wands is really, when it comes up in a reading, it's like a big thumbs up. It's a big yes, you can, okay? It says, go for it. There's no reason, if you see the opportunity, if you see an opportunity that inspires you, that lights a fire in your heart, that makes you want to make moves, there's no reason not to just grab that baton and run with it, okay? And, I'm gonna come back to actually what we talked about on the other episode today, which is this shape on the page, which is Sun in opposition to Moon and Mars, which are conjunct for a time today. And they're both being squared by Neptune. There's actually a lot of squares on the page, so there's a lot of challenges coming up for us right now. And Mars right now is retrograde in Gemini, so we're being asked to think twice about the way we approach things. We're being asked to have conversations, collaborate with other people, sort of measure twice, cut once. And in general, not give into the anger that arises with frustration when we're not able to take care of things as swiftly and directly and decisively as we're used to being able to do so, okay? So Sun in opposition, Sun opposite the Moon, that's sort of a leftover from last night's full moon. The Moon's going to move into Cancer after midnight tonight. But Sun, and then they will no longer be opposite, but Sun in opposition to the Moon, that's a very celebratory vibe, okay? It's the full light of the sun being reflected by the moon at our nights, so we have we have light all day. Pretty much we have some level of light in the sky all day long, and that can be a very celebratory. It can be just a good time to be getting work done, you know, if we've got to stay up late to take care of things, especially outside, I guess, then, you know, we'll have good lighting to do it. It's also just a time when we sort of party and celebrate what, you know, how far we've come, all the achievements we've already unlocked. But then, you know, Mars here, Mars in retrograde, like I said, a little feisty, a little frustrated, a little having to do things twice. And Sun in opposition to Mars can be a really impatient vibe. It can bring out our anger and our frustration. It can make us say things that we may not mean to say. It can make us feel very irritated with other people and the way they go about doing things, or just very irritated with ourselves, not being able to do things the way we would like to be able to do them. So, you know, that's a very fiery, impulsive, and a vibe that has a potential for conflict. That's what opposition is about, is the potential for conflict. If we don't find a balance, you know, if we don't find a way to balance all that frustration, you know, with perhaps something going right, or all that frustration with perhaps a more passive attitude. You know, Sun opposite Mars often doesn't want to let small annoyances slide, and, you know, we might have to find a way to let some small irritations sort of slide, kind of gloss over some things that are bothering us, but that are not the end of the world, right? If we want to find that balance between the Sun and Mars here. This is where Neptune comes in, though. Neptune is 90 degrees to both of these planets, okay? And 90 degrees, a square is like a challenge, but it's not meant to stop us. It's not even meant really to slow us down. It's just meant to remind us that there are different ways to go about achieving what we want to achieve right now. There are different ways to approach the problems that arise, the frustrations that are arising. There's a different way to approach the people, places, and things that are frustrating to us at this time. So that's what Neptune in Pisces does. It's retrograde as well, and it's here really offering us a great deal of intuitive, emotional clarity. We know how we feel about these things. Okay, it's not a mystery to us why we feel frustrated or angry. We understand how we feel, and we understand where it's coming from. So, you know, we have a capacity here to cut ourselves some slack, to be a little kind and gentle and patient with ourselves and with one another, while we sort of imagine, while we get creative, while we sort of seek in our intuition, what is the best way to move forward on this stuff that I feel frustrated about? What is the best way to move forward on this stuff that I would like to be taking direct action on, and it's not working for me, okay? Neptune is here to remind us there are more ways than one to go about, getting, you know, grabbing that baton and running with it, okay? So think about that. You know, we all have our own sort of innate, well-practiced ways of taking command in certain situations and you know, making things happen. And that has probably been coming under review. We are reassessing it. It's not always working for us right now. We have to come up with different ways to go about it. And so that's what Neptune is here for in Pisces, just to help us reimagine how we go forward, right? And also to help us be a little more loving, kind, compassionate, and connected to the people that we encounter. You know, people can be irritating. People can be annoying. Our own impulses can be annoying and irritating to us. We can be mad at ourselves or mad at somebody else because things aren't going the way we'd like them to go. But getting mad usually doesn't solve the problem, right? So Neptune's here to remind us that we can approach the situation with compassion for ourselves and others. And, you know, remembering our faith in humanity, right? Our faith in spirit to be on our side, our faith in the universe to be on our side and to have us in good hands, right? And remembering that compassion, remembering that sense of connection, then, you know, take actions that reflect the fact that we understand better than we might seem to. Taken together with the Nine of Wands, I mean, that's 9 plus 1, friends. That's the 10 of Wands, and that's what we're coming up to next for the third decan of the Sun's transit in the land of Sagittarius. So, uh, yes, the nine here is sort of, I'm tired, but I want to push forward. And the Ace of Wands is like, okay, so I'm going to go ahead and just grab this last wand and move on forward to it. I'm going to get to the end of this cycle. I'm going to go ahead and finish the work I started, even though I feel tired, even though I feel broken down, even though I feel frustrated, maybe angry, maybe resentful, maybe mad at myself, maybe mad at the world, maybe mad at somebody or something specific. Okay. I'm tired. I don't want to keep trying. And this Mars retrograde has me trying and trying again all the time, right? But I'm just going to go ahead and take that initiative, take that final wand, move myself on to the 10 of Wands. Okay. If we want to get done with, in wands, in sort of fiery, disposition speak, it's just like, let's go ahead and get this done so we don't have to worry about it anymore, right? That's very much the vibe that's here. Like, okay, one more wand. Let's go ahead and do it. Let's not wait around. Let's not mess around. Let's not think too much about it. Just put some compassion in your heart. Take a loving attitude toward yourself and your ability to complete this cycle, and just go ahead and push on through. And I think that's all I have to say about it today, friends. Thank you so much for being here. I truly appreciate your presence. My name is Mel Rose, and I'm here to share. No, my name is Mel Rose. And I'll see you all back here tomorrow for more Astrology Today and Tarot.